For all its bells and whistles, you probably felt like the Air Jordan 40 looked bland. At least that's what some people said when the shoe was unveiled. Other than the trickles of design inspiration from older models, not much was going on visually. Sure, the tech was there, but the design just felt dry. But I'm wondering if Jordan Brand released a mashup, will people take back what they said? Because today, that's exactly what Jordan Brand did, and it's not just a simple colorway rehash. You see, I have been writing sneaker stories and posting shoe reviews for more than 10 years, and if you've been around long enough, you probably have noticed that newer Jordan Brand models often have some colorways that draw inspiration from older colorways, but it's just that. Just the adaptation of the colorway, nothing more, nothing less. But with the Air Jordan 40, Jordan Brand took things a step higher. Honestly, I wasn't impressed when the Air Jordan 40 was unveiled, but with its upcoming mashups with the Air Jordan 16 and the Air Jordan 23, the Jumpman is onto something. There are more in the works because with the way things are shaping up, it seems like Jordan Brand has it all planned all along. So let's have a quick conversation. First Air Jordan 40 mashup or crossover or hybrid or whatever you want to call it is with the Air Jordan 16 Midnight Navy. The mashup is nicknamed 4016 for obvious reasons, 40 and 16. And of course, the colorway is a direct reference to the classic, but the reason why it's a level higher is that the mashup actually has a shroud inspired by the one in the Air Jordan 16. It's a defining feature of this mashup the same way that it did more than 2 decades ago. The history behind it is interesting. You see, the Air Jordan 16 design is the brainchild not of Tinker Hatfield but of Wilson Smith III. History tells us that the shroud represented Michael Jordan's shift from the court to a permanent place in the front office of the Washington Wizards before coming out of retirement for the second time. The sneakers aimed to give the appearance of a dress shoe complete with shimmering patent leather when the shroud was attached. Most likely, the execution is similar in the 4016, meaning the leather shroud can be removed, which is a cool feature, especially in this day and age where most basketball shoes have mostly plastic and synthetic pieces fixed on the upper via glue or stitching. This makes the shoe a contemporary and a classic all at once, just like the next shoe. The second mashup is with the Air Jordan 23 Stealth. It's nicknamed 4023, again for obvious reasons, 40 and 23. A quick look at the shoe will draw your eyes to the embroidered leather panel on the lateral and medial, and that's precisely what the design is intended to do because the all-black composition makes the embroidery stand out in contrast. That was also the intention behind the classic version. You see, the Air Jordan 23 was one of the most anticipated shoes in the signature line, but that's mainly because of the number. Carrying the most recognizable number in the world of sports, the Air Jordan 23 had to meet expectations. To achieve this, the shoe used large panels of premium leather with intricately embroidered patterns. This has become the hallmark feature of the shoe, which you will also see in the 4023. So you have the 4016 and the 4023. Both mashups seem to have one common feature. They rely mostly on the distinctive uppers that the classics have, and it doesn't end there because there are more mashups in the works. To my mind, it seems clear that Jordan Brand is trying to make a bold statement. Here's why. You see, in the past, it was just about colorways. Jordan Brand would pick a popular colorway from an older model and put that colorway into the new model. You've probably seen it several times in the past, and perhaps the most notorious example is what sneakerheads endearingly refer to as the bread colorway, sometimes even pluralizing it to breads, but I guess that's fine. But today, Jordan Brand decided to take things a step further. Instead of just the colorway, the brand has also included the defining features of some older models into the Air Jordan 40. I think this is the first time Jordan brand did so more extensively, because before, the 31 took design inspiration from the Air Jordan 1, the 32 from the 2, and so on. It was one for one. But this time, the 40 serves as the canvas where a multitude of previous models will be integrated, or maybe even reinterpreted, because I don't really expect the Air Jordan 40 to have the exact design execution down to the last detail. The shoe has room just enough to accommodate the essentials, which brings us back to why the Air Jordan 40 was designed as we know it, which is that the shoe was intentionally designed to look basic, at least initially. It's so that Jordan brand can put the add-on features through the mashups. It had to be basic enough in terms of visuals because it would serve as the base shoe, kind of like a canvas where everything else is added later on. It's a neat tactic, although it required the brand to weather the initial barrage of criticisms when it was first unveiled. And it doesn't end there, because you might want to keep your eyes peeled next year when Jordan brand is rumored to drop another set of mashups, this time with the Air Jordan 20 and then the Air Jordan 28. I'm particularly curious with the crossover with the 28, not only because it's my personal GOAT Jordan shoe, but because I think its defining design feature was the zipper shroud. It will be interesting to see how Jordan brand will pull it through, but let me know what you think. Hey man, thanks for watching. You can support me and my cats who just happened to walk by joining my channel membership. Now, I do remember that someone was asking what my personal go-to shoe is. It's actually this one. I'll tell you more about it in a separate video, so stick around and I hope to see you on the next one.